I'm not that senile yet. Hi, Hugo, Didier. Okay, good advice, Kevin. I won't wish it away. Uh, yeah. All right. Um, I find this a pretty interesting area. I'll talk about S&Ps in a minute, but check this out. All right. So we're pulling back. This is part of the strength of the S&Ps. Has been this pullback in the dollar. I tried it here at 60, risking about 50 pips here. DAX keeps rolling, huh? All right. So I really think it should hold these prior highs at 91.44. So, okay. So that's a look in the dollar. One of the reasons why, when you look at this, doesn't this look incomplete here? We've had, I mean, yields have rolled over a little bit, but so far we've just had two. Maybe there's one more left. And if that's the case, US dollar yen may also not be done. It hasn't done anything really wrong. It was way overbought, and all it's done is maybe come off 80, 90, 100 pips. And look at the Mo on this. So I don't really think the yen is done. All right. And now back to the relentless S&Ps. Still looks like a wedge to me. Okay. New all-time highs. Yeah. Sansa, you caught the markets taking off yesterday. You have a good eye. So anyway, when I look at this on multiple time frames, I mean, we're only about what, 30 handles away from new all-time highs in here. Okay, so the only thing that could upset the apple cart would be this. I mean, we're above 78.6. All right, I actually tried it at 78.6. Every scalp worked this week, and I've been wrong the market. Okay, because of what I talked about yesterday. I took partials here, and then when it rallied back, took my BE stop out. I took partials here. When it rallied back, it took my BE stop out. I rallied, pulled back here. When it rallied, it took my BE stops out. And then yesterday, there were even a couple scalps right around this 78 cent. The RSI looked at it confirm in new high. On what time frame? The daily? No. The 4 hour? No. 2 hour? No. 15 minute? Oh, it will. Oh, yeah, sure. Look, you see Ziggy's tweet today? Everything and anything can happen. Be prepared. Anyway, I want to just stress the fact that if you take partials, you could be wrong the market and make money. Okay, if your entries are good. If your entries aren't good, that's the edge you need. My entries are better than my exits. I don't know who you got that from. Some very insightful guy with a lot of wisdom. And with that wisdom, I recommend that you guys accumulate wisdom here at Forex Analytics. Yeah. Well, that's why Arena, you may want to work with some type of EA for a trailing stop. That might help. Yeah, a lot of people, I'm not the only one. Okay. Yeah, give that a shot. So, it's a great team, guys. It's really a good team. And you get trading ideas, you know, you get pattern in plays. Yes, accumulate knowledge and then distribute it to others, Alexandra. What good is anything until it's shared with another? That includes knowledge, trading, experience that you could share. And that's what happens here at Forex Analytics in our members chat. Everyone is sharing their accumulated knowledge. and there's hundreds of years of trading experience in members chat. And contributing to that is the veteran Blake Morrow. Really? Yeah, that's great, Alexander. We're you know, we relish your success. Wow, that's pretty cool. What do you think of that, Blake? Alexander says, I only have to thank you for everything in the last year. I know he means the team.
Oh, well, that's awesome, and you know, we appreciate that. And you know, the thing about trading is that, you know, not everybody's going to succeed, but if we can help people get through the learning curve process, that's, you know, that's everything, you know. And to us is just, you know, speeding up that process. A lot of people spend numbers of years just trying to learn the markets, and, you know, not only just learning the markets, but, you know, trying to figure out, you know, what are some good ideas in the market. And that's what we're here to help provide. And we can't guarantee anybody's success, you know, we never do. And it's just one of those things, is if we can help, you know, bring ideas to the table, help shorten any learning curve that you might have had, then that's what we're going to do. And you know, for us, there's a small price to pay. I mean, especially for those of us. I mean, when I say that, that means for our subscription prices, whether it's the, you know, $20 a month for our light subscription, or $120 a month to be in the chat rooms and get, I mean, that's where the majority of our ideas are at. I mean, you know, to be frank, because that's where that's where the whole community is there, sharing what they're doing, is in these chat rooms. And so, you know, you can see, just, this is from when I got up this morning, right about here, which is only 2 hours ago. You know, right here. Good. Oh, happy ECB day. This is me. So, you know, everything that you see here is just talking about, well, saying our good mornings, and, you know, what's happening and things that are moving. And I think Stelios was out selling his book. Just kidding, Stel. Somebody had asked where to get his book, so he had to put his link in there. But I mean, that's just in the last 2 hours. And then, you know, most of our activity is during this time of the day. And that's what we hope to do, is just help provide you some ideas, and, you know, again, shorten the learning curve, and you know, and get through it, because having to do it on your own, Dale, is tough.
Yeah.
Done it.
Yeah,
You did it.
Sure is.
Right. Huh? You've done it.
Yeah.
I've done, when I started trading in the 90s, there was no chat rooms. You know, we did have a trading floor, which is good. But, you know, not having, you know, chat rooms and having multiple people to lean on all the time, it was difficult.
Yeah. So, community is, I think, an integral part of someone becoming good, is finding the right community for them.
It is. So let's talk about what just happened this morning. And by the way, if you guys want to try out Forex Analytics really quick, just make sure that you go over here. It's only $1 for 10 days. And then there's it's the $20 a month for the light. But if you try it out for $1, you get the premium version for the next 10 days. So give it a whirl, and then make sure you download the mobile app. I don't know anybody else that gives you guys a mobile app for an analysis.
There isn't anybody, huh?
I don't think there is. You know, and matter of fact, we're about ready to spend another 5-figure number here in the next couple of months to redo our app. You know, from a technology standpoint. So,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, we have to.
You guys have put hundreds of 6 figures plus into this business.
Oh yeah, I mean,
the website.
We spend, you know, everything that we make to freshen up technology for you guys. I mean,
we keep developers able to they don't have to file for unemployment.
No. Okay, so anyway, let's go over to let's talk about the euro dollar. So the euro it's coming off a little bit following the ECB rate decision, a lot of comments came out regarding like the PEP program. You guys know the PEP program. It's not Pepe Le Pew. It's the pandemic purchase program, right? Pandemic is
emergency.
What?
Emergency. Pandemic
Emergency.
emergency
Pandemic
purchase program, I think.
emergency.
By the
What?
way, Pepe Le Pew is being discontinued. You know that?
Because
it's
in
not politically
2022. Oh, the canceled. Yes, he's being
Yeah,
canceled.
yeah.
That's such crap. Anyway, so is
That's
Dr.
a-
Seuss.
That's
So is-
where I learned how to be romantic.
There you go.
That's funny. All right. Well, hey, let's
Only I wore
stay on
cologne.
podcast.
Not, anyway.
So the ECB did meet today. The comments regarding PEP was that they're going to be utilizing it. Now, this is what they said, and I find it rather interesting. They didn't use as much during the first months of the PEP program. They feel they're going to be using more of it going into 2021, into the remainder of this year. And I wonder if that's really true. And the reason why I say that is because I know based on the comments that we've seen from ECB members, they're getting a little freaked out with the move in rates. And I wonder if this is a way of them verbally intervening in a way, because I don't know if take up, I keep using that word take up and I shouldn't be, but I don't know if PEP is going to be utilized as much going into 2021 as they lead on the market to believe, because I think that they're going to be, I think they're just trying to control yields moving so much. I mean, that would be my opinion. But I don't know what you have to say about that, Stelios, about some of the comments that were made. But we're going to get more information from Christine Lagarde here in the next, I guess 20 minutes or so.
Well, you know how central bankers are, and we know, for example, euro dollar above 120, you start to get chatter. Same with yields. There will be the verbal intervention is the first step always. So I agree with you. Remains to be seen, though.
Yeah, I believe that's what they're doing. This is a way of kind of, it's like they don't really know if PEP is going to be used more going into 2021, and based on the recovery and what we're seeing globally with vaccinations and reopenings, I doubt that's actually going to be the case. But if they'll say what they have to say to try to control yields, because they don't want yields. ECB said to agree risk to outlook have become more balanced. So here they are. This is the BS that they just, you guys see that headline that just came out. How is the pandemic program, emergency program, going to be utilized more if things are getting better globally? Again, I think that they're just saying things to try to make sure that yields don't scream higher globally. That would be my opinion. But you look at the euro currently, and the euro is trading at, in my opinion, pretty important resistance here. So we are at the 119.50 to I would say 120 level. Remember, 120 was a big breakout point, and this is going to be a big level of contention. So you can see that we have a previous support, which should act as resistance, and it kind of did overnight before Europe came in, and then we've kind of pushed higher. Obviously, the ECB, where we close today, is going to be really important. I think if we close below 120, but more importantly below 119, that means we're probably going a lot lower. The flip side of that is if we can rally back above the 120 level and close back above 120, we might squeeze back towards 121, like right over here. Grab the wrong button, like 121 and change. So I think that where we close, if we close, I'm just going to make this real simple for you. If we close above 120, 10, 120, 20, we should make a move towards 121.50 maybe. If we close back down here, then it's a failed breakout, right? Oops, let me do that. So if we close back down below 119.50, you know, it's a rejection of previous supports, and you know, it's probably a resumption of trend. I'm not really too sure what to think right now because I'd like to hear what Lagarde has to say. You know, into this afternoon, or you know, if you're in Europe, or into this morning here if you're in North America. I'd like to hear what she has to say, and then I think the euro is going to respond accordingly. But if you see that, like this zone that we're in the euro dollar, this kind of shaded area, this is kind of like no man's land. Let the market tell you what it wants to do versus you make an assumption. I mean, you can have your opinions, of course. You know, I think the euro is going lower because of this, that, and the other thing, or I think it's going higher because of this, that, and the other thing. That's fine. But while we're here in this, you know, resistance zone, in this shaded area, let the market do the talking for you. You know, let the market do the deciding. And be the deciding factor. One of the other things that we have to take into consideration today is the move that we have in equities. Obviously, the continuation of what we've seen in recent weeks and recent months. Recent weeks, I should say, recent, you know, weeks here, is the NASDAQ is underperforming, and the value stocks, or in this case, the Dow, is outperforming. So you can see the Dow just hit the 127% extension, or really damn close to. So the Dow continues to hold up really well. And you can see the NASDAQ, even though we were up this morning, soon as North America came in, it started to underperform a little bit. So just keep that in mind, that, you know, if the NASDAQ rolls over again and it starts trading heavy, that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the market will. It doesn't. You know, just keep that in mind. I think we got to watch, like, you got to keep an eye on all the indices. You know, if the Dow continues to trade strong and we continue to break out into all-time highs, it's going to drag the NASDAQ and the S&P higher. It just is. All right. So just think about that.
I can't remember last time we saw new successive highs in the Dow without the NASDAQ. It has to be many, many years.
Yeah, there's this article here from a couple of days ago. The NASDAQ has not diverged as much from the Dow since 1993. I mean, that's
a long time ago.
That is a long time ago, right? So
yeah, 28 years.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I know Stelios is here. I'm not sure if Steve is here.
I am.
Oh, he is. Okay. Last I knew, you were away from the keyboard, so wasn't sure if you made it. So Steve, Stelios, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Buongiorno.
Shalom.
You got Pepe Le Pew in your mind.
That was Italian, man. Pepe was French.
French, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Was French.
It's okay. You know, you say Didier instead of Didier. You know, it's okay. You're American.
I say tomato, whatever. And I'm an American. America. All right. Anyway, hey, I'm gonna let you guys go and let you guys take over. But I want to say thank you all for tuning in today, and make sure you stick around. Dale's got an interview today with a macro guy, and he's got Steven Stelios here for the next 10 minutes. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Good luck today,
Blake.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, mate.
Hello, Steves.
Hello, Dale. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Dale.
I got my second shot today.
Oh, today?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good
See
stuff.
if I have a reaction.
Good.
Let's see.
Which one is it? You know which brand it is? Which?
Moderna.
Moderna. Okay. My father had the Pfizer one.
It's because
twice.
you're a modern guy.
And he had zero side effects. It was
good. Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So what
Greece
do we have
will let
today?
me in now, won't they? Now that I'm a vaccinated guy.
Yeah. Why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right.
So we had the ECB today. They didn't give us much apart from the those comments on PEP. We discussed those. The bunds are rallying a little bit into after these comments. nothing major. I mean, I still think what I said in the chat room this morning. The main issue is still yields, and I'm looking at the 10-year US, which people who have been listening to this webinar will remember I've been saying, we need to break 150 and close above convincingly and stay there. Well, we closed for a couple of days. We're going back underneath now. So it's not convincing. And if anything, I said this morning that if this does prove to be a false breakout, then the next step is we go back towards, I don't know, 120 and 4,500 the S&P, and there's nobody can do anything about it, I don't think. But on the other hand, if we do go higher from here, then I think risk assets and equity indices in particular, they're going to have a hard time continuing this run with yields creeping higher. But obviously we've said many things in the past, and the markets do tend to be a little bit crazy for a little bit longer than you think. But I still think yields are the big one, and it's what I'm looking at. And at the moment, nothing's changed, unfortunately. We're not getting this breakout. So, we wait and see.
We are getting breakouts.
In what?
In some stuff, though. I mean, we did get the breakout we were talking about yesterday in the S&P, right?
Oh, yeah.
We did get... we are about to get the equivalent breakout here in the Nasdaq. We did get the breakout in the cable from what looks like a pennant for the time being. We did convincingly push back into the channel in the case of the euro, which puts a question mark if that was a false breakdown from this channel that we got 3 days ago. So yeah, as I was saying from the beginning of the week, I mean, I'm very skeptical. It looks like we might have had just a corrective move that was shallow and not as strong as expected. So we might have to wait once again to get first higher highs in all the indices, because, for example, the Dow Jones had already done that, or at least in some of them. Perhaps some lower lows in the vast majority of the dollar pairs from the dollar side of the equation, and then look for a deeper correction lower in risk assets and a stronger rebound from dollar. Speaking of which, we were talking about the USD CAD yesterday because we had Canadian data as well. So USD CAD once again got rejected from this channel's trendline resistance, and USD NOK is actually, once I find it, there it is. USD NOK is actually getting closer and closer to the bottom range of the rectangle. So, it's not far away from breaking down once again. So, and, the same applies with, a lot of the dollar pairs. Aussie and Kiwi rebounded from important levels. Bottom line, I'm very skeptical about the dollar. We might have seen for now what we had to see. And we might need to wait longer for something, stronger. So, we are at the very hard position that it's, we didn't get a worthwhile corrective move to feel like, you have the risk reward to join the trend. But on the other hand, it's, seeing these formations, it's not prudent to fade it as well.
Steve, I'm gonna stop you there because we have Gregor here with us, and we have 5 minutes.
We do?
We can go over other stuff on Morning Edge later on. Okay,
Gregor.
So,
hey, yeah, Steve, stop
man.
talking.
Hey.
What's up?
I didn't know you're here. What's up?
Yes, you cannot start screen, okay?
Yeah, so what do you think?
About the euro, I guess.
No, about the dollar. Was that the end of the current correction? It looks like
I mean,
it to me.
since we have this ECB press, I will just look at the euro instead. So yes, I just think that when looking at the whole structure, here, let me just make this.
It looks
one bigger.
corrective, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks very corrective. I mean, the most important thing is that we cannot count 5 waves down here in this first drop to February. So that's the key point, in my opinion. So this could be actually now maybe a double zigzag where you have the first zigzag, and after wave X, we have seen another 3 wave drop, right? But notice that now, ahead of ECB press conference, we are seeing some recovery, but still not above 1991 level. This is very important. Why? Because let's assume that this whole corrective decline is a flat correction. For those who are familiar with the Elliott wave principle, they will know that flat corrections are 3-3-5 patterns, meaning that first drop is in 3 waves, then you are seeing a rise in 3 waves, and then a drop in 5 waves. So as long as we are below that level, this drop can also
might be a 5-wave move down, so there might be one more leg lower missing.
Exactly. So in my opinion, I still think that euro dollar could find some really nice support, if not already been done here. But I just think that for any trading ideas, it's a little bit early. I will definitely be on the watch list for potential longs, but only when I see potential overlap with this and then a daily close price. Let's assume that we finish a day above 1.2 level. It's also psychological level. Then I think that pullbacks, at least on intraday basis, can be very interesting to catch.
Yeah, euro looks more complex, but if you take into account other assets, like, I mean, I see the move lower in the cable being, you know, a 3-wave so far.
Yeah, exactly.
I see the move lower in equities being also very corrective and probably over. So, you know, combining with other assets,
it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it's a matter of time, exactly.
So also here, since you mentioned Aussie, I mean, we had one example back in February, okay, when this copper actually was trading at the highs. It was somehow leading here the Aussie dollar, okay, and then Aussie dollar broke higher after a correction. And what I see right now, it's a very nice and tradable low here on copper. So if this was a free wave movement, and looks like that there can be a run towards wave B swing resistance, then again, Aussie dollar could find a support as well and could try to catch this copper price. So in my opinion, I think that even Aussie dollar, as you said yourself, also is looking corrective here. And again, always when you see a pullback, just go back and look where the daily trend is. And
what I was saying since yesterday, and I see in your charts that in essence it's confirmed. Yeah, I mean, you're confirming what I was saying, is that I believe that the next high that we're going to see in these assets is probably going to be the final leg higher before some deeper correction, because this correction was very shallow.
Yeah, this could be the case, but it's a really tricky situation to go so into the future and say that this could be the case after initial move up. Maybe this whole correction, even if we see a retest of the highs here on Aussie, could be just part of ongoing correction, still like a wave.
Yeah, bigger correction, like an expanding flat, or, you know, who knows. Yeah,
exactly. So yes, it can be a sideways. So I just think that it's better just to focus for now on a higher degree time frame charts, just to realize that we are consolidating here, and that sooner or later we will probably see again a resumption of
in any case, it doesn't seem very prudent for somebody to be trying to be long the dollar at the moment from what we're seeing, or short risk assets. That's what I think.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Even if we see Aussie dollar retesting the lows, I would still be looking for a correction that would be just more complex one, I believe. Also,
anything else you're focusing on? Gold. Yeah.
I mean,
gold, I think it looks maybe done.
Yeah, I mean, at least 1760 is what I'm looking for, and then we will probably see a final decision. What is going on here? Is this going to be only a corrective rise, or maybe a significant low in place, and we are going to resume an uptrend? after this very deep correction, we clearly must respect this trend line and these supports here, especially these swing highs back from February and March of last year. I think that these are very important levels. You have also the lower side of a corrective channel. So there are a lot of evidences for a potential bounce, but to make sure
70 I see for you is a key level to probably determine that the correction is over.
Yeah, around there, yes. That would be actually that trend line of this channel.
Callum's here.
Hey. Yeah.
Hey,
okay.
hi,
I don't know
Grega.
if you have. I don't know if you have the time, Grega, to come over the second part of phase in 45 minutes.
Sure, I will.
Okay. So we'll see you for more markets in 45 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Enjoy the interview, Dale.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Dale. Bye.
Hey, thank you, Wizard. Hello, Callum. How are you?
Hello, Dale. I am well. Nice to speak to you again.
My gosh, it's been 3 years.
It has been 3 years. Crazy.
Yeah, well, we're using Zoom now, Callum. Are you familiar with it to share your screen? It's that green box.
I am indeed.
Yeah.
Look.
So we're not going to make that mistake again and let this much time fly between us. How have you been through this whole COVID scenario?
I've been okay. I mean, it's been tough in the UK. We've been 12 months of lockdown with a 1 month break, pretty much. So it has been tough. Just bear with me for just a moment, Dale. I just need to let me see.
Yeah. Jane says you sound like you're one of the Beatles.
Well, the Beatles are my favorite band, ironically, Dale. I need to leave. I need to leave this meeting and reopen it to allow my screen share. Is that okay? I'll be back in about a minute.
Oh, you mean you're logging out and then coming back?
I need to leave the meeting apparently to enable my screen share.
No, just a new share.
Yeah, I've done that and I've enabled. Let me see if it does it here.
Here it comes. There you go.
Fantastic. Okay. Right. Is there anything you'd like me to cover, or just?
You know, it's been such a long time. Maybe you could refresh my memory. I know that you were crypto's your bailiwick, but maybe you could just tell us a little bit about how you got into the business and a little bit about your journey before we get into the markets.
Yes, of course. Well, I completed a degree in business management, economics, and entrepreneurship. Graduated in 2014 and went straight into the public sector, working for the Disclosure and Barring Service in the HR team, which was great, but public sector, no targets. So I wanted a challenge. So I went into the private sector and became an employment law consultant, which was great. But I started trading late 2016. My first ever trade was in June 2016, but I didn't really pick it up until a few months later after studying and being in bewilderment about the markets. Found crypto.
Are you self-taught, Callum?
I am 100% self-taught, yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a tough road sometimes because when you're self-taught, you have to go through the mistakes all by yourself.
Oh, Dale, the mistakes. I mean, they were crippling at times, but I've stuck at it. I've devoted my life to the markets for the last 4 years. And yeah, I worked in commercial banking as well for a year. And I've been full-time. I left commercial banking last October. Overall, I've been full-time in the markets for 3+ years, maybe 3.5. 2 different spurts. But yeah, regarding the markets at the moment, I mean, Bitcoin is an absolute monster, and the macro environment is just, in my opinion, perfect. I'm no expert, but my analysis has done me very, very well over the last 9 months. I've just been extremely bullish Bitcoin ever since. Let me have a look. Let me see if I can get this. Ever since, if we can have a look at this chart here.
Yeah.
Ever since, because everyone gets bearish at support, right? And everyone gets bullish at resistance. Well, whenever Bitcoin did this, broke through this area and pulled back. I've been 100% balls deep crypto ever since this happened. And Bitcoin is still unbelievably bullish. You know, if we look at the weekly, I love looking at weekly divergences. I just need to move this thing at the top. That's quite annoying. There we go.
Yeah, so we're getting some negative divergences, but the momentum was
It's not negative. It's a hidden bullish divergence. So usually it would be the other way around, but a higher low in price and a lower low in price in an uptrend is a hidden bullish divergence, and it just confirmed across a boatload of cryptos. Bitcoin, Ethereum, you can see there, Litecoin, Link. Gold as well. Gold is setting up for a massive 2-month divergence, which is the biggest divergence I have ever seen. If you can see it here, we go boom, and all of these divergences meet all the criteria necessary. I've been trading these divergences for years, and yeah, the dollar, the creme de la creme, the thing that sits on top of the pyramid of glory is the dollar has negative divergences on the weekly chart. So combine that for me with $1.9 trillion funding bill hitting the markets, the economy, hitting pockets of Americans. I think the dollar has only got one way to go, which is down, risk assets up. And yeah, I'm targeting $100,000 Bitcoin minimum, $10,000 Ethereum. I mean, if you look at all these companies scrambling to add crypto to their balance sheets, they're not buying up here for a quick flip. You know, they're buying Bitcoin for the long haul. I mean, they might rebalance on a quarterly basis to lock in gains, you know, but they're not buying it for a quick flip. So
no, they're adopting it.
They are. So
you don't adopt a kid and then, you know, say, see you later in 6 months. When you adopt something, you're making it your own.
Absolutely, Dale. And yeah, so I am just remaining balls deep in crypto. I've got a silver miners portfolio, which isn't doing too well, but I'm still hopeful. Uranium, I've got my private sector pension in uranium, and I've been bullish for. Let me see. I was bullish down here. I bought my first uranium. I think it was about here, and then I averaged all down here, and it's just exploded, you know, because of the COVID and the supply squeeze.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've taken a lot of profits on uranium because these junior miners, they're very volatile, and also in the pot stocks,
Tilray,
cannabis stocks.
Move.
Yeah, huge move, and unfortunately, it was quite the blow off top, you know. But I'm in these stocks for the long haul for the next 10 years. But yeah, I don't even day trade anymore, Dale. There's no point. Just hold, and let monetary policy do its thing, you know.
Yeah. Do you trail stops?
No stops.
No stops.
Just hold. I mean, I do the average trade, for example. I bought the very bottom of the NASDAQ publicly on Twitter and in my Telegram. This was a beautiful, look at that. I mean, when price was about here, I put in my Telegram and on Twitter saying that I'm buying this area here. And just look at that. It's just buy the dip. Don't do anything stupid and hold, you know. And if we look at gold, this 2-week support looks solid to me, and we're nearly closing at the 2-week candle green, which would be great. I've got entries from right at the bottom there, all publicly done. I mean, people, day trading's for mugs. I think, Dale, I've lost a lot of money personally day trading. I've made a lot of money day trading, but the real money I've made is just in the holding, as Warren Buffett famously said.
Okay. You do any currencies you're holding if you're bearish a dollar?
Well, I hold the pound, you know.
Okay. Yeah, because you're there.
Yeah. I mean, I think cable. Let me have a look at cable, because we had to look at cable when I was on last time, I believe, and it was probably when was it? 2018. I've
on its way down.
It was on its way down, but yeah. I was a bit early on that one, a bit of a early trade. But I think cable's going straight to 2. You know,
yeah.
I mean,
$2.
I think so. I mean, it's not good for me as crypto is denominated in the dollar. But what can you do?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So the pound going higher. The only thing you're bearish is the dollar. Looks like we recently had a little move in rates. Does that fit into your narrative that it's just a temporary uptick in rates and they're going to head back down to 0 again?
Yeah, I mean, me and a good friend of mine, he's called Ted. I've known him for years. We've recently founded a. Let me have a look. It's called Macro Unpuzzled, which is kind of macro research Twitter account. Now he does all the bond stuff, all the yield stuff, and he's actually came out with a really interesting. Let me see if you can see here. He's comparing the dollar to the 10-year yield, and he's compared Bitcoin to the 10-year yield, and he's saying that investors are flocking out of bonds into crypto. You know, so yeah. With the whole bond market and yields, I quite frankly, I don't have time to look into that. And it's not a net positive for me to know all the intricacies when my colleague and co-founder knows them perfectly like the back of his hand, you know. So I just kind of go with what he's saying, but until he comes to me and says, Carl, this is a problem, we are both just hella bullish risk markets.
Yeah. You know? So what do? You go out to the golf course, and if you just stay long, why watch it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it's my schedule is super busy at the moment, and I am tired, Dale. I haven't been on a holiday in a long time with global lockdown and not being able to go out into public places, so I am absolutely knackered. I can barely handle my schedule as it is. So it's great to have a colleague like Ted, who traded FX for 7 years and now he's all in crypto. So he knows all this stuff. So I trust him, and it's great to have him with me.
Okay. And so you have a Telegram group. Is that it? Do you have a website or anything? So the only way that people find you is through Twitter, and then they sign up for your Telegram group, right?
Yeah, so I've got this new Twitter is called Macro Unpuzzled. Literally created it today. My Twitter is, let me see, Macro CRG. And then my Telegram is just Macro CRG as well. It's just a channel where people can join up and look at what I say. But I mean, a website could be in the works, but I'm in no rush to kind of take on too much work, Dale. I'm just trying to give out as much free content as I can and help everyone win.
Okay. All right. Well, great presentation. Maybe next time you bring your partner on and you both tell us what it's like to be a team and how you collaborate, because there are a lot of teams in this industry. It's hard to wear every hat in this business, and maybe that would be a pretty cool interview. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that would be great. I mean, Ted lives in Australia, so he hasn't even woken up yet. And my stepsister, or my sister, who's a professional graphic designer, she just sent through all this info today. So Ted hasn't even seen the finished product of the Twitter account. So he's going to wake up. This is our mission statement. I think there's a lot of macro services out there, Dale, but little of it is actually actionable. So that is what we want to do. We want to say this is our opinion, and it's unwavering, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you don't say on one hand this, on the other hand this, or it could go up unless it comes down, and then if it comes down and goes back up, it could go higher. Yeah, exactly. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
This is
what else you want to show us on the same thing with S&Ps are going to what 5,000 with your targets?
I think so, Dale. I mean, if we look at what happened when the last stimulus went through, the funding bill, I don't know when it was, somewhere in here. And we just had a year of fun. So I am expecting, because the Fed will do anything. They're throwing in the kitchen sink, even now, 1 year later. And inflation isn't a problem. You know, it's just not happening. So, and that's why gold has been hit hard. Well, partly because the inflation fears are not really there. So they can keep on printing and keep on having the loosest monetary policy in Fed history.
Can they fail and the deflation that they're fighting overtakes even the Fed?
Yeah, I mean, all the people like that, Henrik Zeberg and all those perma bears that have been wrong for years and years and years and years, I think they will carry on being wrong, because look at this trend. Why would you tell people to short this trend? You know, it's just stupid. I've done that before in my life, trying to be smarter than the market. Like, no one will ever be smarter than the market. The market is king. And if you don't think so, you are in for a humbling. So just don't think you're smarter than the market and just flow with the market. Why wouldn't you be long risk assets when ES looks like this, Bitcoin, Ethereum look like that? I mean, for me, crypto has got a long way to go. The bond market's 100 trillion. Crypto is 1.8 trillion. And if investors are seriously flocking from bonds to crypto as a safe haven, then the crypto market could go 10x from here. You know, I've always said over the last couple of years, 10 trillion market cap is doable, and we're on our way there.
Wow, you know, there's no wavering from you. You have conviction. You have aggressive narratives for upside targets, Callum, and I like that you say the market's a king, because there have been times in my career where the king has made me a serf.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so, you know, I was thrown across the moat and said, go feed yourself. Anyway, you know, really was cool to talk to you again. See, I think there might be one more shot up in rates, but anyway, really interesting to talk to you. I know your partner in Australia, this would be the middle of the night, this time slot, but you know what? I want to have you back, and you have this on record to see where we're at, say in June. What do you think, Callum?
Yeah, June sounds good for me, Dale. I look forward to it.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that I invited you back. And, you know, I now, you know, after talking to you for a while, I've old timers disease, right? So I remember you. I remember you now, my trading warrior brothers. So 100,000 Bitcoin, gold on the verge of a massive move. You have any upside targets in gold once this thing gets going? Like, are you in the 5,000 camp?
No idea. I mean, gold is probably the kind of major asset I'm least sure of, because I'm not gonna lie to you, Dale. I've lost money long in gold this year. I've been long gold.
Everyone has. Yeah.
I've been long gold all year, you know, and I have lost money trying to do that. So it is a bit worrying. But if, for example, if we can close a 2-week candle here as green, and then we can kind of get above this area here, then I will start thinking about major upside targets. But for the moment, I'm just buying the dip and hoping, really, with gold. But I do think it goes a lot higher. We'll see, you know.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you, Callum, my trading warrior brother, for being with us. Unless there's something else you want to share with us.
No, I'd like to share a thank you for having me on, my fellow trading warrior brother. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, Callum, keep up the great work, and you know, sharing your ideas with people. You probably have a lot of happy people in Telegram that have ridden the bucking bronco with you.
I certainly hope so.
All right, buddy. So everyone, Callum is with us here, and you could follow him. Let me just look at the Twitter again. It's at Macro CRG, and that's Callum Graham. And now you know how to get in touch with him. And if you want to, you know, get involved with what he's doing, this is the best way to go about it. So Thanks again. Good hunting to you, Callum, and appreciate you taking time out of your day. You may think be bullish on crypto, but do you really know what your most valuable asset is?
What is that?
Time.
I agree.
Okay, because money comes and goes, pips come and go, time is gone forever. And I want to thank you for spending some of your most valuable currency with us today.
Wise words, Dale. Again, thank you so much for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, everyone. Callum Graham, that's going to be a wrap, and we'll see everyone for TGIF. Even though I said today was Friday, I was joking. I know tomorrow is, and that's a wrap. And don't forget to join the team in the Morning Edge. And really appreciate all you guys. Hope we're adding value to what you're trying to accomplish. And don't just count your crypto, count your blessings. I'll see everyone tomorrow to wrap it up. Adios.
Take care,
Thank
Dale.
you. Thank you, Callum.
Bye, everyone.